Hello! For those of you who don't know me, I'm Miss Wallace, Head of Art at Hitchin Girls School, and this video is a little welcome to those of you who are taking either fine art with us or photography next September. A little bit of a reminder of the course and also a chance to talk through the bridging work with you. You'll see that whether you're doing fine art or photography, the themes are the same for both those projects. So if you have opted for both of those, then you can choose to interpret them slightly differently. I think that'll be clear as I go through the presentation with you, but if you have any questions, do please get in touch with us. So I'm going to turn my camera around now to show you my computer screen so you can see a couple of slides that I want to show you. So first of all, here's a little reminder of the A-level course in art and design. Whether you're doing fine art or photography, it's actually the same course because they both come under that general umbrella. And your A-level is made up of two major projects. One is the personal investigation, which is, for want of a better word, coursework, 60% of your total A-level. And then the final project is the controlled assignment, which will be set in February of year 13, and that's 40%. So when you start A-level art and design, whether it's fine art or photography or both, you will be starting on what we call a foundation course, and that year 12 work will be made up of three main projects which run from September through to around about February of year 12. The first project's all about the environment, the second one's about the human form, and the third one is about objects. So really we're trying to cover as much subject matter as possible. And you can see that there's a mixture of photographic and fine art painting work there. We do, as you know, if you came along to the talks about the subject, we do some 3D work, we do lots of 2D work, working with paint, print. Everybody does a bit of photography, even if you're doing the fine art pathway. And if you're taking the photography pathway, you will get to work with digital processes, as well as working in the darkroom. How that's going to work this coming September, we're not yet sure, but we will try and make sure that you still get the same breadth of experience in the course that you would in any normal times. So, in terms of the bridging work theme is elements, and when I say elements, what I'm talking about are the formal elements, the things that make up visual language: colour, line, texture, tone and shape. And as I say, there's a bit more detailed description of the bridging work in this pack that Ms. Stoico has put together for you. And you'll be able to read exactly what you have to do there. But to summarise, we're asking you to explore one of those formal elements in detail. So for example, if you chose colour, you might choose to do a particular colour. I think if you did all the colours, it would be a bit overwhelming. So in this example by a student, we have someone exploring the colour blue. And they've done that through a mixture of different pieces of work. They've looked at blue in the iris of an eye. They've looked at blue in ice and in the sea and also in the sky. And they've used a mixture of photography, drawing, painting. So it's really up to you what you do. We like to keep this bridging work quite open so that you can bring to it your interests. You can bring to it your summer, the things that you'll see and the places that you might visit, and the things that you have around you and the things that you have to hand, really. So if materials prove difficult at the moment, then you could choose to do an element such as line and work just with drawing with biro. We also ask you to explore artists. I will say to you that this year, if you're struggling to print things, you could do that in a digital presentation. So you could do that through a PowerPoint, for example. So normally what we ask is that students choose a particular element, if you like, So this photography student has chosen texture and looked at different textures in the environment around them. We ask you to do some of your own work. If you're working in a sketchbook, it would be a page or two of photographs or photographs and drawings or just drawings where you're exploring that visual element. We ask that you look at real things rather than make it up, although some students like to add in some imaginative elements as well, which is lovely. And as I say, the handout for the bridging work will be a bit more detailed in how you might go about that. And then for the second part of the bridging work, we ask you to look at how a group of artists have explored a particular element. So this student here is exploring how linear elements have been used by a variety of different artists and written a little response to each of the artworks that they've explored. So 2 parts to it, and as I say, lots more detail in the handout. But if you have any problems, you can contact me directly. Good luck with that. Oh, one other thing to say is that normally what we would do is we would, over the summer term, we would give students coming into A-level the opportunity to purchase through the art department a pack that would normally cost quite a lot of money. So things that aren't covered by the normal materials in the department. So for example, a large hardbound sketchbook, portfolio, a memory card for camera, and a set of sketching pencils. And that pack, we charge what's called a studio fee, which is less than what those things cost, but it's really just a contribution towards them. I'm not sure what's happening about that this year. I'm working with the school to try and make sure that you still could access that so that you've got some materials to work with, because obviously doing this bridging work is going to be quite difficult if you don't have that art pack to work with. So I'll get back to you as soon as I can with more information about that. And we look forward to seeing you all in Year 12 and seeing what you do over the summer in September. Okay, thanks very much. Bye-bye.